Have you ever wondered what it really feels like to meet the right person? Not the kind of love that's just exciting at the start, but one that helps you grow, calms your storms, and brings out the best in you? There are 6 feelings people often experience when they're finally with the right person. Let's go through them, and also talk about why, for some of us, love feels harder than it should. First, when you're with the right person, you feel emotionally safe. You don't need to hide how you feel or pretend you're okay when you're not. You can open up without fear, because deep down, you know they accept and support you. That kind of emotional security calms your anxiety, reduces your stress, and helps you feel more like yourself. Second, they make you smile more, not because they're constantly telling jokes, but because you feel lighter around them. You find yourself more optimistic, more patient, more peaceful. Even your temper softens. It's like their love heals something deep inside you. A good partner isn't just a companion. They're like a quiet therapist, helping you recover from the parts of life that once left you scarred. Third, they help you become a better version of yourself. Not because they ask you to change, but because you want to grow. And when you express your goals or struggles, they support you. Their belief in you makes it easier to believe in yourself. And that motivation becomes mutual, your effort lifts both of you. That's what a healthy relationship is, 2 people growing, side by side. Fourth, they make you hopeful about the future. You begin to imagine a life that feels stable, supported, and joyful. When you're with someone who consistently responds to your needs and stands by you, it builds your confidence, not just in the relationship, but in yourself. Studies even show that people who don't feel supported by their partners tend to see the world in a more negative, anxious way. But love, real love, can change that lens. Fifth, you feel like you can be your true self. No more pretending. No more guarding your flaws. You can let your guard down, even if it means showing your sadness, your doubts, or your insecurities. According to American therapists, the ability to show vulnerability and receive empathy is one of the strongest predictors of relationship happiness. So when you can cry without shame, or say "I'm scared," without feeling judged, that's love. And sixth, the right partner helps you handle stress better. Life doesn't get easier just because you're in love, but it feels less lonely. That's because their support acts like a buffer. It keeps your problems from overwhelming you. They don't just say, "I'm here." They show up. And when you face something hard, you don't feel like you're facing it alone. But what if you haven't felt any of this in your relationships? What if love always feels like a struggle? That might be because of something deeper, a lack of love in your early life. People who grow up feeling unloved often struggle in relationships without even realizing why. They tend to be passive at first. They don't chase love. They wait for it. But once they fall hard. They become anxious, overly attached, even self-sacrificing. They fear abandonment so much, they give more than they should and expect their partner to fill a void that's been there for years. They might obsess over the relationship, ask endless questions, and sacrifice their identity trying to please someone else. And the more love they give, the more anxious they become, because deep down, they don't feel worthy of receiving love in return. Over time, this desperation creates pressure. And that pressure drives the other person away. But instead of letting go, they hold on tighter, because losing the relationship feels like losing everything. Even a toxic relationship becomes something they cling to. Not because it's good, but because it's familiar. Because losing it would feel like confirming their deepest fear, that they're unlovable. So how do you break that cycle? First, ask yourself honestly, is the problem with them, or is it your own anxiety playing out? If your partner is truly hurtful or disrespectful, then letting go, no matter how painful, is the right choice. But if you realize you're the one creating the imbalance, it's time to take responsibility. It's not that they didn't meet your needs, it's that you gave up your freedom and identity to get those needs met. And that's a sign of inner anxiety, not love. Don't turn yourself into a victim just because you're afraid of being alone. Instead, learn to balance love with independence. The more you love someone, the more important it is to keep building your own life. Because when you feel whole, you stop expecting someone else to complete you. Real love doesn't start from need, it starts from self-worth. And when conflict happens, as it always will, don't fight to be right. Fight to be real. Most breakups don't come from one explosive argument. They come from years of silent resentment. From feeling like your needs don't matter. From fighting not to understand, but to win. Instead of proving who's more hurt, try understanding that both of you are hurting. Your feelings are valid. Theirs are too. Don't choose guilt or logic to erase their emotions. Learn to say, "I hear you." Learn to listen without defending. Because the more you invalidate each other, the more you'll drift apart. And if things ever spiral, if you feel you're too attached, too anxious, or too lost, take a pause. Send this message instead: the old me was drowning in my emotions. I kept holding on, not realizing I was making things harder for both of us. Maybe I loved too much in the wrong way. But I see it now, and I'm ready to love myself more. I'm going to focus on growing, not clinging. Thank you for everything you've given me. I'll be okay, and I hope you will too. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is let go of fear, and start showing up for yourself. Because no matter what happened in your past, you're allowed to learn what love really means. If this spoke to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your journey to healthy love starts with awareness. Let this be your first step. Comment below with "I choose healing" if you're ready to break toxic love cycles.